if I told you that one of the best things you can do to achieve transformation success is take a time out? Stick around and hear me out. Let me explain, Lucy. Hey everyone, Mickey Campbell here, author of Make It Happen and founder of Get Right Personal Training. I would like to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Transformation Talk Tuesday. As you know, the goal of this show is to help anyone looking to achieve their transformation success for their body, mind, and spirit find that success on their journey. We'll discuss starting the journey, what you should be doing, and overcoming some of the obstacles that will inevitably come up along the way. Today's episode is titled Time Out. If you know me or if you've been following me for any time, you know that I'm on my own personal transformation journey right now. Yeah, I lost 100 pounds in 6 months and transformed my body, mind, and spirit 10 years ago. I went on to achieve a total transformation, a goal that ended up, I lost 126 pounds and developed a physique that was worthy of a junior class placing in my state's bodybuilding championship that year. But since then, I started back powerlifting and I packed on some weight to compete in that sport. I ended up doing fairly well too. I got a number 1 ranking among all competitive lifters in my class, but that's neither here nor there. I lost both of my parents within a year of each other in 2016 and 2017 and kind of put my health on the back burner, if you will. Anyway, I've regained my focus and I'm on my personal journey and I have been making some pretty decent progress. I've been sharing my journey daily with all the folks that train with me, my Get Right tribe, through sending them my food log and activity logs for the last couple of months. I haven't shared a starting weight or even a goal weight really with anyone. I have shared my goal of being in the best shape of my life when I turn 50 this September 1st. It's really deeper than a weight, body weight loss, or a physical appearance. I've got some pretty big goals in a lot of areas of my life. I guess I'm on a constant transformation journey of always trying to improve and be a better me in all areas. But the reason I'm not sharing a starting weight or the amount of weight lost and that kind of thing is because I feel like sometimes people compare their results to others, maybe a little too much, and that can have a negative impact. You know what I mean? Like, say you're trying to lose weight and you feel like you're struggling to just lose 5 pounds, and then you see someone online that's lost 12 pounds in a week. Has it ever happened to you? And did you get really frustrated, maybe even get a little down on yourself? It can lead to very negative feelings and actions sometimes. I want people to see my physical progress, and hopefully some of my other goals in being a better me will be equally as evident. But obviously, I do have a goal weight in mind that I'm trying to achieve, or I'm aiming and will achieve. So I do have to keep up with my weight loss, and I know exactly how much I need to lose and exactly where I want to be come September 1st. From where I started to where I want to be, it's a fairly long haul. So this past weekend, I took a time out. And I often recommend that to people that I coach on their own individual transformation journeys. It's simply a time to reset, if you will. I tell them, just take a time out. What I mean by that is I didn't follow the strict eating plan that I've been on for the last several months. I didn't follow the daily training regimen that has become somewhat the norm for me on this journey. And I did stay active by working in my yard and doing projects around my house. Gardening and projects are part of the bigger goal that I spoke of earlier, part of the better me that I'm chasing. Honestly, I have to admit, these things have become incredibly spiritually therapeutic for me. Oh well, that could be food for another episode in itself. I do feel confident that I'm on track for achieving my goal. In order for me to guarantee myself that success, I have to be certain that I'll be able to finish. And to better ensure that, sometimes you just have to throw in a time out. Like, you know, maybe when you're out doing work in your yard and it's 95 degrees out, and you have a lot of things on your to-do list, but But if you don't stop occasionally, take a time out, cool off, grab some water, rest a little bit, you more than likely will stop altogether before completing everything that you set out to do, because you get overheated, nauseous, may even end up having a heat stroke. But by strategically implementing a couple of timeouts, you can stay the course until you're satisfied with completing all you set out to do. I'm sorry. There I go, I'm talking about yard work and projects again. See, I'm hooked, I tell you. It's kind of transformation conditioning. You're preparing your will for completing the journey, like a runner that's preparing for a marathon. Most likely they don't go out and run 26 plus miles on day one. No, they break their training up, take time outs, and condition themselves to be in a position for a great finish on race day. For me, it works to know that I have a timeout coming. Like in any football or any other sport, if things look overwhelming, confusing, or the player's just flat out tired, what happens? Someone calls a timeout. They regroup, refocus, and are able to come back out with a clear perspective and much more refreshed. Transformation is not an overnight thing. So sometimes it's just good to call a timeout. Clear your head, come back out swinging. For me, I've got 4 weeks, and then I'll be getting together with my sister, brother, and their families to celebrate our parents' wedding anniversary. We're having a barbecue, and I'll take time out that weekend to enjoy good times, good food, good memories with people that I love and don't get to see anywhere near as often as I'd like. So I will crush it for 4 weeks. Take a time out, thoroughly enjoy that weekend with no guilt, and then there'll be 7 more weeks left for me to laser in on my goal. Without these timeouts, people often feel like they're cheating, when they slip and have one of their favorite meals. Then guilt sets in and often leads to days passing before they regain focus. Sometimes that focus and drive never comes back. They give up and feel like they failed. I've seen that so many times. So for me, it works to break up this long road with a couple timeouts, to regain focus and keep my head in the game. Another thing is, it shortens the scope, and it makes me hone in on shorter term goals. Instead of falling into that trap of procrastination, thinking I've got time. People do that too, and we're all human. It's easy sometimes to look at the overall goal like it's far off, like we got plenty of time. Gives ourselves a little leeway. But setting up those timeouts means I have to push to get to that timeout. I know that I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. I know that there are so many nutritionists out there that won't agree with me. I know that. But I've been there. I know what works for me. And at the end of the day, that's all I'm sharing here. And I hope that hopefully it works for someone else too. So if you've been on your journey for a while and maybe you're feeling tired, overwhelmed, frustrated, and like maybe you just might be even thinking about giving up, don't do that. Give yourself a time out. You may be amazed at how it gives you a new drive. I'll honestly admit to you, this past weekend was Peyton's. My stepson graduated from high school. We celebrated after that at his favorite Japanese hibachi restaurant, having sushi and hibachi. The weekend also included a burger, a couple beers, and my mother-in-law's famous coconut cake. Oh, and a little ice cream too. It was all wonderful and I had a lot of fun, but I honestly felt like garbage. Not psychologically, because I knew what I was going to do. I was on a timeout. But putting all that in my body, it really made me look forward to getting back to my routine, getting back on my plan. And it's given me a brand new intense focus. I will achieve my goal, and I truly believe you will too. After all, we are worthy. So let's make it happen.